Hello there, YouTube. Tiddlywinksist here. And let me go ahead and start by saying our Constitution was written for us so that we could have freedoms that nobody else has. It was actually talked of not being written because it was so blatantly obvious what our rights are. But the reason that they wrote them down is so that later on down the line, if tyranny ever came back, we would know what our rights were. They are our rights. They are not a privilege. So I have comprised kind of a little list of things, and I'm going to go through it. I want to start off saying, I'm not saying this is a Republican. I'm not saying this is a Libertarian. I'm not saying it is a Democrat. I'm saying this as an American and as a patriot. See, America used to be all full of patriots. It's not anymore. We've allowed our government to be taken over by people who have other interests in mind, like making money and making people work for them and taking rights away. We've allowed that to come in. There has not been a patriot as president in a very long time. There's not been a lot of patriots in our Congress, and although there have been some, and there still are. And those patriots are the ones that every time they see a new bill, they read it thoroughly, and if they are not given time to read it, they do not vote for it. But here we go. Got my little list on this pretty little paper, so I'm going to go ahead and start here. They already had this gun control thing that's come up out of the Connecticut shooting planned. How I know that is because I guess it was back in late October we heard Barack Obama talking about how we needed to reinstate a new assault weapons ban, how semi-automatic weapons were bad, and how we needed smarter gun control. Not so much that we need to control guns, but that the rights of hunting and fishing do not include assault weapons. I don't know what Constitution that Mr. Obama was reading whenever he decided to come up with that. The last time I read the Constitution, hunting and sporting have absolutely nothing to do with the Constitution. The Constitution is guaranteed to us as individuals. That's why it says the people. To form a group collectively called the militia if tyranny is ever to strike. We are also promised as individuals the right to self-defense, to defend our homes, to defend our children, to defend our families against not only government tyranny, but against shootings, against anything bad that could possibly happen. We have the right to defend ourselves. Now, after this Connecticut shooting, the government most certainly, as well as the media, worked hand in hand to personally step on the graves of those small children. And yes, I did say that. They were walking across the graves of those small children by trying to pull something out of it and make their legislation come out of it and push their agenda out of it instead of just mourning for the loss of children and thinking logically. In a way, it seemed that they were actually glad that some children had died so they could go ahead and pass along their legislation. And if you don't believe me, just watch the media from the days following. They were so confused about what they were saying. They had no clue what they were saying. They just wanted to make it look as bad and gory as they possibly could. And they wanted, of course, to have a rifle involved, which it turns out the guy had 2 pistols that he shot the children with. Okay. Some say that the Second Amendment is outdated. It was not written on a timeline. It did not say the Second Amendment. We have free state requires a militia. The people have the right to keep bear arms shall not be infringed until 1850. It said shall not be infringed. That means ever. Ever. We don't need assault weapons for hunting, they say. As I already went into. Hunting is not constitutionally guaranteed, and they may make laws against hunting all they want, because it is not a guarantee in our Constitution. I want to go ahead and read the Second Amendment to you. I have a pocket Constitution right here, and I'm going to read it word for word. It is very plain and simple. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That means that we may get together and form a militia to get rid of tyranny, that we should keep our arms to defend ourselves. Fight for your rights. And by that, I mean, make your voice heard. Tell everybody. This is our Constitution. This is not just the gun people's Constitution. You let them get away with taking the Second Amendment, they can get away with anything after that. That is our check. That is our check against the government right there. It was written in there so we could keep the government in check. Be sure to tell everybody what the Second Amendment is. Tell them word for word what it is. Tell them it has nothing to do with hunting or sport shooting whenever they bring that up. And my last thing is, I promise y'all, as my friends, my viewers, family, anybody watching this, that I will fight for liberty. I've been calling congressmen, emailing congressmen. Call all the congressmen in your area and email them, please. I've just made a video on how easy it is. It is very simple. I have a link in the description of my last video. Plain and simple. I might even put it in this video. And just please, don't let our Second Amendment get stomped on any more than it already is. They already took military weapons away from us. The reason that we won the American Revolution is because the British were still using muskets, and we had gotten the French rifles. Muskets were smooth bore. They shot accurate to about 20 yards. But because we had more advanced technology than the government that was overseeing us, we were able to restore liberty in America. So don't let them take what we already have. Tell your congressman to vote no on any more gun control. Tiddlywinks is signing off. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know it's a little more serious than normal, but I will continue to spread the message of liberty if it kills me. And from my cold dead hands. Now that is freedom.